Well, guys, my name is Marty Kelsey. I work at the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. That is a museum filled with incredibly cool airplanes and spaceships. And what I do there is I host a television show for students like you. And with that show, I get to do some really cool things. And one of my favorite things to do is talk to students like you, especially when you guys get to do some really cool stuff, just like is going to happen on Monday. So before we get into the Eclipse, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I do. But first, I want to show you a picture up here. This is my son and daughter. And this was about 4 years ago, right here in Liberty. There was a partial solar eclipse. And I took them out with their solar glasses and had them watching it safely. And then this is what we actually saw. So that's what you're going to see on Monday. Only Monday is going to be way, way, way cooler because the entire sun will be blocked out by the moon. Now, before we get into this, I've got a special guest I'm going to introduce to you. I want to show you guys a little bit about what I do on STEM in 30, the TV show that I host. So check this out. Here's what's happening this season on STEM in 30. Get out of your way. Hit the road and take you to the center of the action of the Great American Eclipse.
Discovering discovery. Get a very special look at a very special spacecraft.
The Apollo 11 command module is going on our nationwide tour. Learn all about the Apollo Moon program. What roles do music and the arts play in space travel? Learn about the psychology of long-term space flight.
Next stop, Mars. Meet Orion, the space capsule that will be flying to the red planet.
Speaking of flying, learn about the airplane's family tree.
Then take the highway to the danger zone to check out what happens on an aircraft carrier. Also on STEM 30, we'll show you how to train to become an astronaut.
We'll also learn about the science of staying safe.
And the engineering behind the world record skydive.
And you get to learn how scientists and you can explore the universe. That's all this season on STEM 30. We are really excited about this season. As a matter of fact, that airplane that you saw launch off the aircraft carrier, I actually got to film that video. So we've got some really cool stuff. And teachers, everything's 3 to 5 minutes on the show. If you don't want to use all 30 minutes, you can use 3 to 5, and hopefully it'll fit into your classroom. Now, I have the great honor of working with some incredible people. And one of them that I brought along with me today is an astronomy educator from the National Air and Space Museum. Her name is Shauna Edson. Shauna, come on over. Give her a big round of applause. Shauna is a bona fide science nerd, and I say that in the best way possible because we get so excited about science and about what we're doing. So I'm going to turn it over to her here in just a second, but before I do that, I need a couple of volunteers. Now, I would like to choose all of you out here in the audience, but I'm actually going to choose a couple of teachers to help me out. So I think Ms. Utech, I think I'm going to grab you, and then I need one other volunteer. So one other teacher oh, come on. You guys are itching, you're itching to do this. Come on, come on. All right, so you guys are gonna come with me, and Shauna's gonna talk to you a little bit about the solar eclipse.
All right, thank you, Marty. So yeah, like he said, I really love science, and it actually goes way back. This is a picture of me when I was 6 years old, and I am wearing my Sally Ride flight suit. Now, some of you may know Sally Ride was the first American woman to be an astronaut and go to space. And now that I work at the Air and Space Museum, I get to play with real spacesuits, and I get to teach people about space and astronomy, and it's really awesome. So the thing that I have been the most excited about for the last 3 years is what's happening on Monday, the total solar eclipse. So I want to talk a little bit about what an eclipse is. So an eclipse means that something in the sky is being blocked or darkened. Now this one is going to be a solar eclipse. And you may have heard things about maybe solar power or the solar system. Solar means that it has to do with the sun. So a solar eclipse is when the sun gets blocked by something. And in this case, it's getting blocked by the moon. So eclipses happen when the Earth, the moon, and the sun are all lined up. So if I was Earth, the moon would be here. The moon goes around the Earth. And if that was the sun, As the moon's going around the Earth, eventually, sometimes the moon can be exactly between the Earth and the sun. So if we're standing on the Earth looking into the sky, if we're looking at the sun, the moon will appear to cross in front of it. Now, I did just say looking at the sun. How many of you have ever been told that you're never supposed to look directly at the sun? Okay, good. Teachers too. So whoever said that to you was correct. We never look directly at the sun. And your eyes and brain will tell you, no, that's too bright. But there are safe ways to do it. Now, the thing that we want to make sure everybody knows is that you never, ever, ever use a telescope that's pointed at the sun unless it has the proper filters, and you need to make sure that it's an expert who set it up. And if you do point a telescope at the sun, it actually concentrates the heat and it makes it really dangerous. So we did some tests at the museum. We had a telescope, we pointed it to the sun. We didn't let anybody walk in front of it, but we did put some objects in front of it to show you what would happen to your eye. So this is our little observatory, this building. There's my telescope. So we're using the little telescope on the side here. So this is a piece of red construction paper, moving the roof so that the sun will hit the telescope. That's a flame. That took less than a second. Now we have a little grape that's right in front of the eyepiece, so there's the concentrated sunlight hitting it. And right there, that was smoke. So on the grape, it's got this black crater that was burned. Now we have a marshmallow there. Yeah. So does everybody understand why you never look into an unfiltered telescope pointed at the sun? Because you would not want that to happen to your eyes. So we're not going to do that on Monday. But we are going to show you some safe ways to look at the sun. And there's a really good reason our volunteers are ready. We're going to actually show you. We're going to have you guys be part of a model eclipse. So you saw there's 3 things that are involved in an eclipse. There's the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. Are we ready?
We are ready. All right, I would like to introduce to you guys the star of our show, a glowing ball of hot gas, at least that's what her staff says, Mrs. Utech. All right, we're going to have you come stand right back there. And our next person is out of this world. Mrs. Bush, come on in. She's our moon. Give her a big round of applause. Now, we need your all's help. We are going to create an eclipse right here. And we're going to hear and see the shadow move across the audience. So what we're going to have is, we're going to have the moon up here. And we know that an eclipse happens when the moon blocks out the sun. When you can't see the sun, we want you to clap. Okay, so like right now, should anybody be clapping? No, you can all see the sun. But here in a minute, the moon is going to pass between you, Earth, and the sun. And when that moon gets between you and the sun, we want you to clap. And we don't want you to clap like it's a golf tournament. We don't want that. We want to hear you clap. Ah! Okay, we want some enthusiasm. Okay?
But
all right.
Only when the moon is in front of the sun from where you are sitting.
All right, are you guys ready? All right, moon, go ahead and start making your way. You can go a little faster. All right, you guys should be clapping. You can't see the moon here, or the sun, can you? Clap! Okay, now stop clapping over here. There we go. Nice. Okay, now you can see the sun. All right, good job. Good job. Now we're going to do that one more time. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. This time, make sure that you only clap when you cannot see the sun. So when that moon passes between you and the sun, that's when you clap. As soon as you can see the sun again, stop clapping. Are we ready? All right, moon, let's go. Outstanding. Good job, guys. Now from up here, what we were able to hear is you guys clapping, spreading from one side all the way across the audience. That's just like the shadow of the moon is going to do on Monday. That shadow is going to cross all the way across the United States, and that's when we're going to see that eclipse. So let's give our moon and our sun a big round of applause. Yes.
Thank you, guys. All right, so we just made a model of an eclipse, and you guys saw what it looks like from the Earth. Now I'm going to show you that, because we talked about the shadow, right? A shadow is when something is blocking light. So right now there's a light there, and I have a shadow because some of the light is getting blocked by me. So when you guys couldn't see the sun, it was the moon's shadow on you. So if we go to space, we're now in space. The sun's behind us. Here's the moon, and here's the Earth behind it. This dark thing is the moon's shadow, and that little black circle there is where it's hitting the Earth. So as the Earth spins and as the moon moves, the shadow of the moon is crossing the United States. So if you're standing inside that shadow, that's when the sun, the moon, and the Earth are perfectly lined up from where you are. And that means the moon is perfectly blocking the sun.
Now, Shauna, that went really fast. Can we look closer at where that path is actually going to be?
Indeed we can. So this is a map that shows you where the moon's shadow crosses. And we are pretty much right here. So you guys are really lucky because you live inside that path of totality. Millions of people are traveling hundreds of miles to come and see this. Because with a solar eclipse, you have to be in the right place on the Earth to see it. And you guys live in that right place.
Who would like to see what that's going to look like on Monday? All right, let's see what that's going to look like on Monday.
So much like what you just saw, the moon started to cover the sun, and then it and then moved away again. So when the moon is not perfectly lined up for you, when this moon is only partially blocking the sun, we have a partial eclipse. So if the sun is still showing here, it kind of looks like a cookie with a bite out of it, right? And as the moon moves in front of the sun, the bite's going to get bigger and bigger until we get to totality. So totality is this moment, it's only about 2 minutes long, where the moon is totally blocking the sun and we can't see the sun's surface at all.
And during that time, that's the only time that you can actually look at the sun. So 2 minutes during totality, and on Monday, your teachers are going to help you with that, and we're going to practice here in a minute, but that's the only time to look at the sun without either the solar glasses or using a projection.
Because the bright part of the sun is being blocked. So you'll be able to see the corona. This is the sun's atmosphere around it. So that's 2 minutes, and then the moon keeps moving, and as soon as a little bit of the sun starts to show again, we put our glasses or our eye protection back on. So you guys live where you get to see this totality. Everybody who's not in that little strip on the map does not get to see totality.
So what's that really going to look like, Shauna?
So here's an animation of, it's based on Kansas City. So here's the moon moving on. The cookies get bigger and bigger bites, getting
This is
closer.
sped up too.
This is, yeah.
Boom, totality!
So this is faster than real time. But that's pretty much what it's going to look like. The moon will slide over it, we'll have a little bit of totality, and then it'll slide off again.
All right. We've been talking about the sun and the moon and the earth, and all of the pictures that we've been using haven't really been to scale. So we want to give you an idea of how big the earth is compared to the sun, and I'm going to need your help. Now, I've got to tell you, we were at another school this morning, and they were amazing when they did this. I need you guys to do even better. So here's what we're going to have you do. In a second, I'm going to tell you to stand up. Not yet. I'm going to have you stand up, and I'm going to have you put your arms way out to your side. Do not whack your neighbor. Mr. Cruzy, do not whack your neighbor. So everybody go ahead and really quietly stand up. Stand up. Hold your arms out.
Turn a little bit so you don't hit the person next to you.
And you all look like airplanes now, but that's not why we're doing this, is it?
Right. So if you spread your arms out straight to the sides, the distance from fingertip to fingertip is about the same as your height. Now, if the sun were as wide as your wingspan, the earth would be the size of your thumbnail. That's really small, isn't it?
So if that's the sun and this is the earth, how many earths do you think it takes to go all the way across the sun? How many do you think? I heard 1 million. 1 million again? 1,000? Okay, hold on. Shauna, how many earths does it take to go across?
And if you were going to line up a whole bunch of earth to be as wide as the sun, you would be 109.
Okay, everybody go ahead and have a seat. Sit back down.
So that means that the sun is 109 times the size of the earth. That's huge.
So that means tonight, listen up guys, you can go home and take your thumbnail and hold your arm out and start counting. And 109 times it'll take to go all the way across. Now somebody said 1 million. That was a good guess because that's another number that relates to this.
Exactly. So for the radius of the sun, it's 109 Earths. But if you imagine that you could make the sun hollow like a fishbowl and fill it up with Earth, you could fit 1.2 million Earths inside the sun. It's pretty huge.
All right, now Monday is the big day. And we're going to have clear weather that day. I've talked to the Smithsonian. They have declared that we're going to have good weather in Liberty, Missouri on Monday.
I'm telling you not to jinx it.
So you guys are going to go out and you're going to be able to see the total solar eclipse. We want to practice that. Okay, we want to practice exactly what that's going to look like on Monday. So right now, I'm going to pass out to you imaginary solar viewers. So everybody catch these. All right, everybody's got their solar viewers. Nice job. All right, now, everybody hold your solar viewers up to your eyes. Good, get them up there. Now remember, you have to have the solar viewers on to look at the sun the whole time except for totality. And we're going to help you with that. Okay, I jumped ahead, didn't I?
If any part of the sun is showing, you need your glasses. And on Monday, when we practice, we're going to tell you when you take them off, and then we're going to put it back on. And the teachers will be able to do that on Monday.
Are you guys ready to practice? Okay, so solar viewers up. Put your solar viewers up, not sunglasses, just solar viewers.
Yep.
And we're watching, so we see the sun.
All right, so the moon's moving.
Here it comes, leave them up, leave them up.
Because there's still some sunshine.
Not yet, we're not to totality yet. We're coming up there.
Still there,
Not
there's
yet,
a little bit of
little bit of
brightness.
sun.
Wait for
Hold
it.
on, and totality, take them off. Look, look, look. You can see stars.
And there's the corona of the sun.
Now we're getting ready to come out of totality, so have your glasses ready. Glasses back up. Nice. Good job, and then we leave them on the rest of the time. All right, I think we should do that one more time just to make sure, because I saw some of the teachers, they weren't catching on real quick. All right, so we're going to do this one more time. Everybody, solar glasses up. Solar glasses up. All right, here comes the eclipse. We're at partial eclipse. We're at partial eclipse.
Watch the cookie get bigger and bigger bites.
Wait for it.
Sun.
Not
Still
yet.
some brightness. They're still there.
Not yet. And boom, totality. Take them off. Look, look.
Sky's all dark. There's birds singing. There's crickets. They're really confused.
Now we're getting ready to come out. And glasses, solar viewers, put them up, put them up.
There you go.
Nice job. I think you guys are ready for the solar eclipse Monday. And here's the really cool part. You are all going to get solar viewers like this on Monday. You're all going to get a pair of these to be able to view the eclipse safely. And let's back up and do the other couple things. So when you use these, we'll start with the glasses, go backwards. You can't see anything with these glasses on except for the sun. Like I'm looking, if I come over here and look right at the projector,
Don't do this one.
I really cannot see very much at all. When you look at the sun, you'll be able to see it. I probably take those off
But
one
it's
more
the
time.
only thing you'll see through them. That's how you know they're strong enough to protect your eyes.
Yep.
Now, the solar glasses are everybody's favorite way to look at an eclipse, but they're not the only way. So another really easy way that I like is projection. Now, we have a projector here that's making light and sending the light of our images through, and that's spreading out onto the surface. So in this picture, this person is holding a pegboard. This is just a board with a bunch of circular holes in it. And they're holding it up above the ground. And the sun, which is having an eclipse, The sun's light is shining through those little holes onto the ground. And what do you guys notice about the shape of what is shining on the ground here? There's circles, but it's not whole circles. It's not the shape of the holes in the pegboard. What it's projecting is the shape of the sun. Copies of the shape of the sun. Now this is safe because you're not looking into the sky. You're projecting it and you're just looking at the ground. You're looking at the shape of the sun on the ground. So that is totally safe.
And you can do that with anything with a hole in it. So a Ritz cracker, and what's great about using a Ritz cracker is when you're done looking at the eclipse, you have a snack. So you can use a Ritz cracker. You know the thing that your mom makes the spaghetti in and drains the water off of it, the colander? You can use that and you'll see 100 little eclipses there. All of those are safe ways. And then of course, your solar viewers. I think these guys are ready.
I think you are too.
You guys are ready. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being ready for the eclipse on Monday. Thank you guys so much.